Hello there, friends! Welcome to episode 9 of That One Gaming Podcast. I'm Colin, otherwise known as Delicious Morsels, and here with me today I've got Lucas, aka Carnival9. How you doing today, Lucas?
Doing good.
That's good to hear, and we've also got Neil here, better known as VMK89. How you doing, Neil?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Alright, so we've got a bit of a big episode ahead of us. So, today on the show, we're going to be breaking down all the game announcements from the last month that caught our eye. Thanks to the absence of E3 and the structure it provided, publishers and developers kind of went wild with their own showcases all throughout the month of June. So, we did our best to round up most of the big showcases from Sony, Microsoft, and, of course, Nintendo here for you today, along with some smaller ones here and there that kind of stood out to us. But there were so many that we probably missed some. So if we missed something that you're excited about, just be sure to let us know by emailing the podcast directly at fans.togp@gmail.com, and we may read your message on a future episode. And you could also just, send in questions, comments, whatever tickles your fancy. We got that email there for you. Feel free to use it. Anyway, let's just get right on into it, starting off on the 1st of June, all the way back, starting off the beginning of the month, we had the Pokemon Company releasing a second trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which gave us some interesting new information. So it gave us a look at the open world. We got a couple of very meme-tastic professors in Professor Sada and Turo. We got to see the starters in 3D for the first time. Got to see 3 new Pokemon in Pawmi, which is a little electric type, Smoliv, a little grass type, and the best boy, Lechonk. And we also got to see a little bit of trade. Yes! Lechonk is so good!
Is that his actual name?
Yes, it is Lechonk!
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's just a little pig. It's according to the Pokemon site, he is a gourmand with an excellent nose, and it uses its sense of smell to find and eat only the most fragrant wild grasses and richest berries. He's timid and faint-hearted, but also strong, and he is the best boy. Just a chunky little pig, and we will love him forever.
Secret of Monkey Island 2.
We also got a little
revenge.
We also got a little bit of a look at the trading animation in the game, which featured a trade between a Bagon and a Larvitar. So those are confirmed. Probably going to be version exclusive in the games. But one of the biggest things that came out of it is we're going to have 4-player co-op for the first time in a mainline Pokemon game. And that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
So, not entirely 100% sure how it works yet, but basically, from the look of things, you'll all meet up at some form of hub, and you can go off and adventure with each other, or just kind of roam the world on the same server, but go off in different directions, like it kind of showed in the trailer. So that's really neat, and it's about time, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yep. Welcome to the 21st century.
Yes. They also showed off the box art legendaries, which are pretty freaking cool. They both look like they're gonna turn into motorcycles, basically. Like one's gonna we got Koraidon, which is the Scarlet Box Legendary, which kind of looks more past-oriented and has a big old freaking tire in his chest. And then Miraidon, which is from the Violet Box art, and probably going to turn into a bit of a hover bike looking thing, which is cool. I like these designs. They're really cool looking.
Yeah.
Going back to the 4-player co-op, I'm honestly surprised they didn't do 4-player Pokemon co-op back in the like New Super Mario Bros. Wii days when everybody was doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
They sure loved that.
But they were still locked
engine.
into the 3DS back then, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
They could have done Four Swords Adventure style thing. That would be cool.
Pokemon has always been kind of this weird thing where they're always really behind what the rest of the industry is doing, but at the same time, they're also like the first to do other things. Like
they're the first
the whole
to
Wi-Fi adapter. The Wi-Fi adapter for the GBA that was literally bundled with Fire Red and Leaf Green. Like, Nintendo has used Pokemon historically to introduce a lot of their weird technologies and stuff, but the series as a whole just kind of lags behind the rest of the industry as far as like other things go. It's really weird.
Yep, they're the first to create an anime showing a party of Pokemon trainers and not follow up on the party of trainers until, what is this, Gen 8 now? 9?
Scarlet Violet's Gen 9, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, Ash has had a lot of friends tagging along with him in the anime.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're talking about like being able to kind of recreate that in the games with like playing with friends and stuff. I got you. Yeah, it's weird that it took him that long to work it out, but it's cool that it's finally gonna happen. And I love going back to the professors. I mentioned they're pretty meme-tastic. Like I love that Professor Sada is just the internet just agrees that Professor Sada is like this feral monster.
Yep. And Turo's a crypto bro.
Turo's the crypto bro. Oh, man.
He even has the most punchable haircut to prove it.
He definitely does. But anyway, so that was the Scarlet Violet trailer. So the very next day, we got our first big showcase of the month with Sony's State of Play. So, first off, starting that announcement off, the rumored Resident Evil 4 remake is confirmed, and it looks fantastic.
Cool.
So this is going to be a complete from the ground up remake, just like the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. It's also going to have content in development for PSVR 2, which is pretty cool. In addition to the PSVR content for Resident Evil 4 remake, they also announced that Resident Evil Village was getting some VR content as well. I have not played any of these VR games, but from what I hear, the Resident Evil ones, especially Resident Evil 7 VR, is absolutely horrifying.
I believe
even more
it.
so than the game, than the base game itself. And I don't know if I want to subject myself to that, to be quite honest. I'm really happy Resident Evil 4 is coming back in a big way, though. I hope they keep all the goofy campiness from the original game intact, because it does look like they're going for a little bit more of a darker vibe as far as like the footage they've shown goes. I just want to hear your right hand comes off again. I just need to hear this again. It's like one of the best parts of the original game. But if they want to make Ashley less annoying, I welcome that. Definitely.
What are you buying?
Yes, he has to be here. They can't change the merchant, because if you don't walk up to that guy,
we've done that voice. We've done that voice through the drive-through too many times.
Yes. Yes, the good old restaurant days. What are you buying? Got lots of good things on sale today, stranger. They better keep him there.
Yes.
Oh, man.
In the Resident 4 trailer at the beginning, it starts with like an R, right? And then it switches over to an N. The way they animated that N, I was like, Netflix?
Oh,
It
no.
was like this. It's exactly the same way Netflix does their thing.
I didn't notice that. That's weird.
Oh no. Netflix got bought out by Umbrella.
Oh, no.
They're turning us all into TV watching zombies.
That sounds like a really good Resident Evil plot.
Oh, my God. Well, it's not going to work out very well for them because so many people just canceled their Netflix subscriptions over the last couple months. They're losing traction. Yeah. They got to modify the plan.
Yep.
We'll do it with Hulu instead.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, but let's see. What else did they give us in that state of play? They got, in addition to some more VR2 announcements, we got Walking Dead VR. No Man's Sky is getting PSVR 2 support, which is pretty good. I've heard that game is great in VR. They showed off a fair bit of gameplay with Horizon Call of the Mountain VR, and that looks freaking sweet. I wasn't sure what to think of it when they first unveiled it, but this is like you're fighting off freaking robot dinosaurs in VR. It looks sick. The only downside is you have to have a PS5, and
right,
and also,
yep,
you also are gonna need PSVR 2, which they haven't announced pricing yet, but it's not going to be cheap. It's going to probably be at least $400 to $500 for the PSVR 2 kit. So there's a lot of cool tech that's going into that.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see the same thing like the first PlayStation VR, where like within a couple of weeks of launch, you'll be able to find cheap, lightly used PlayStation VR 2 sets because people don't like it because VR gives them motion sickness or something. Because that happened a lot the first time they rolled it out.
Yeah. Well, from what I'm hearing now, like starting with like the Quest 2, a lot of the VR now is actually like super, super good compared to like that initial rollout back in the 2010s. Like,
yeah.
Because a lot of that was related to frame rate and stuff, and just the tech not really being powerful enough to push a high enough frame rate for your eyes to be able to like keep up with it, or to keep up with your eyes, I should say.
Yeah.
So, and what's really cool about PSVR 2 is it actually has technology built into the headset that is able to track where your pupil is focused in at all times. So it actually takes that and doesn't fully render anything in your peripherals, because you never really fully need that information, because you will never see it fully clear anyway. So what that allows them to do is boost the frame rate in the headset by only rendering what you're directly looking at.
That is some really clever rendering tech.
It's pretty freaking cool what they're doing with this PSVR 2, which is why it's going to be expensive as all heck.
Understandable.
It sounds amazing if they make it work right, and very easy to mess up if they don't.
Yeah. I mean, from the sound of things, they are very confident that they've got it nailed down. So, I mean, time will tell.
Yeah.
I think they're planning to launch it sometime early next year.
If they're putting the amount of R&D that they put into the direct storage, like SSD they put in the PlayStation 5, then it'll be good, probably.
Yeah. Yep. But also in that announcement, Horizon related, Forbidden West got a bit of an update, which gave it some visual improvements and some upgrades to the photo mode, stuff like that. Just one of those little free developer updates that they like to push out every now and then. So
yeah,
I haven't checked it out yet myself. I kind of, I got
I wonder how many more people can you find pile driven into the ground?
Oh my god. Yeah. That was a great day for me.
Yeah.
But I got about 3/4 of the way through the story, I think, in Forbidden West, and I kind of just bounced off it. Not that it's bad, because the game is fantastic, but a lot of things came out. And a lot of things are going to come out. So it just kind of fell by the wayside. I'll go back and finish it at some point. I haven't even turned my PS5 on in like a month and a half.
Jeez. When it's just someone who doesn't have a PS5.
Like, I've just been playing my Switch. But yeah, like, I didn't even turn it on to get like June's free games on PS Plus. So now it's too late.
Dang.
It's like, I think there was actually a game I wanted last month, but I never actually bothered to get on and grab it. But oh well.
Yep.
It's just a free game that's going to go into my library and not get touched for who knows how long. So generally when I get those games from PS Plus, I'm just like, all right, it's free. Add it to my library. I might play it. I usually don't.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
Moving along, though, because we're not even through this first showcase yet. Spider-Man Remastered from the PS4, PS5 is heading to PC on August 12th. And that's freaking cool that PlayStation is starting to push. They're continuing to push their big first-party titles into the PC world. Spider-Man's the next one. That is a fantastic game. I played it back in 2018 when it came out. I played Miles Morales last year when I got my PS5. They are fantastic games. Don't sleep on this game. As soon as it hits Steam and Epic Games, whichever storefront you prefer, go pick this game up and play it. It's so worth it.
I definitely want to get this eventually.
Do it.
I love Insomniac games, and I do have Sunset Overdrive, but I haven't played it.
Sunset's okay. I didn't hate it. I have fun with it, but Spider-Man is just like, it took some of the like speed mechanics that they kind of played with in Sunset, and then applied it to Spider-Man,
right?
And then just perfected everything.
Yeah, I heard Spider-Man was fantastic when it came out.
Yeah, it's so good. And our next announcement, we got to look at Street Fighter 6, which looks really good.
I love all the new designs.
Yes, like it's just got this. It's so colorful. Ryu looks buff as hell. It kind of looks like it has a little bit of an open world aspect to it in a way, which is interesting. Also interesting that they are kind of giving an option in the game where they're simplifying the combo inputs for people
so that you can play me now.
Yeah, so I can play a Street Fighter game finally because I suck at Street Fighter. So it's really cool that they're giving those kind of accessibility options to the game, because it really shows that they want people to play their game. They're not just sitting there throwing it out for a quick buck like they did with Street Fighter 5. So that's really cool.
Well, I'd be more interested in Street Fighters if there were more Rushdown characters.
But we've gotten multiple looks at the game over the course of June, and it looks really good. Definitely going to be keeping an eye on that one. Up next, the Callisto Protocol, which is from the original developers of the Dead Space series. It's basically Dead Space. So if you like Dead Space, you got another Dead Space. In addition to Dead Space Remake, which comes out a month afterward.
That is one Dead Space Marine.
There was a pretty significant theme going on last month with the game announcements. There's a lot of sci-fi horror games, like just space horror was just the theme of June game announcements, I guess. So there's that. It's good if you like those games. I tried Dark Souls, Dead Cells. Help me, I can't speak. I tried Dead Space a while back, and I wouldn't say I noped out of it. It was just one of those things where I tried it. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then I got distracted by other games. Happens all the time. But yeah, so Callisto Protocol, that comes out on December 2 of this year. How did I miss this? It's because the list I'm looking at is different from the list that we actually went through and typed up. Thank you, Neil, for typing all this up. But so up next, we got Stray, finally getting a release date. As of the recording of this podcast, it will come out 9 days from the day of recording. Comes out a week from the podcast air date on July 19th. It's just, you play as a cat.
Yeah.
In a sci-fi post-apocalyptic world, and you walk around and do cat stuff, and you're looking for your family, and I'm so excited about this game. I need it.
Me too.
They announced
cool.
They announced there is a physical version of the game coming via IM 8-bit, and I'm gonna get it because I love me this cat. Oh my god, it's adorable! I just want to pet it.
Yeah, this one caught my eye.
Yeah.
Mostly because really I've never seen a game where he plays a cat like this.
Yeah.
And apparently, to get the platinum trophy, one of the achievements is you have to meow 100 times. I love it. I love it. I can't wait for this game.
Is there a meow button? I want to play a game.
I would assume there's a meow button. There's gotta be a meow button. There's gotta be.
If not, I have 5 cats on standby to do so.
I got one, which isn't as impressive.
Oh man, but next we got a look at Roller Drome, which I don't know about this one, guys. It was weird. It's like you're in a roller rink and you have guns, and it's from the makers of Ollie Ollie World, which I understand is a good game. I wasn't really vibing with this one. It's just like the art style was just like, I'll pass.
Yeah. It looks like an unpolished Jet Set Radio style of the, I don't know, just the whole skates and everything makes me feel like not just a normal self-shaded game, but an actual Jet Set Radio inspired game.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it didn't look impressive, and I think I'd rather play Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, roller derby seems like a very interesting base subject to draw from.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe if it had a different art style. It's just the way it sometimes it's just that much. It's just, it doesn't really stick with you.
Yeah. I do agree with Neil, though. With the cel-shaded art style, it does look very Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Just not as good as Jet Set. Although,
I mean,
apparently Jet Set didn't really age well either.
Yeah, I was just saying that earlier. I haven't really played Jet Set Radio too much. I played the original a little bit. I've seen lots of gameplay of Future, but I've also played games inspired by it that modernize a lot of the stuff from Jet Set Radio, which is why when I went back to the original, it was like, oh, I'd rather be playing this indie game that is like Jet Set Radio.
I have a copy of Jet Grind Radio for the Dreamcast. Maybe it'll show up as that one game sometime.
Well, no, we could play it because it's on Steam.
Uh-huh.
We don't need a Dreamcast.
I mean, Dreamcast.
But I have it, so I'm going to.
Dreamcast honestly, emulators I'd do that for that one game. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine those are very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you are looking forward to Roller Drome, don't let us talk you down from it. You're welcome to enjoy it. It's coming out August 16. Next up, here's a weird, a weird mix of games or genres that you don't really expect to stick together. So we got Eternights, which is part dungeon crawler, part dating sim. And
yeah, that one.
It looks pretty good.
So the average D&D session with a bard.
Exactly.
You are a spoony bard. A Final Fantasy IV reference for you.
Yeah.
No, but no, this one looked pretty interesting. Like, the trailer starts off like the main character gets his arm sliced off, and then it just gets replaced with like light energy or something, and then he can like manifest it into a blade or something like that. But the game itself looked really cool. I think I'm definitely gonna be picking this one up when it comes out. I love me these anime action games, guys. They're just they're really good. Yeah.
Main character arm cut off, replaced with MacGuffin. Anime beat him up. This sounds like Blaze Blue. I could get into that. That's basically Ragna right there.
Yeah, do it. Oh man!
If only I had a PlayStation.
Yeah,
Too bad Colin bought them all.
I only have one.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bought them all.
The one in existence.
Apparently, there's two. Our friend Ari also got one recently.
Yeah.
Well, also, another one of our friends got one recently. So that's really cool. They're getting out there. They're getting a little bit easier to find if you are looking for them. You're still not going to find them in retail stores, unlike me, where I just
you found yours in the bathroom.
It was no. I stopped at a store on the way home from a camping trip to use the restroom. After using the restroom, we walked through the rest of the store just to look around, happened down the video game aisle, and there was just a PS5 sitting in the video game aisle. And I went up to the lady and I was like, "Hey, is that for sale?" And she's like, "Yeah." It's like, "I'm gonna buy it." So I did. And apparently they had only had them in stock for like an hour before I got there. And I got the last one. They sold out that fast. They didn't even know they were getting stocked that day. So there's your fun PS5 story for the day. This stupid story of how I got a PS5.
That's why I call it the PS5.
P is in PEE. Otherwise known as the Piss 5. But our next announcement, we got an announcement that Tunic, which is kind of like a little Zelda clone starring a cute fox, but also has like super difficult Dark Souls-y elements because indie games like doing that these days. But that's going to be making its way over to PlayStation on September 27th. So that was previously only on PC and Xbox. So now finally PlayStation players get to experience this game. I've heard really good things about it. It's really cool and unique what it does with like the game's manual, where basically you like walk around and pick up pieces of the game's manual within the game, but they're all in a different language, so you have to kind of decipher them as you go. It's pretty neat. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out on my PlayStation 5 for sure, because it looks good.
Yeah.
I might even play it on an upcoming Indie Wednesday. And if you want to know what that is, you can wait till the end of the podcast to find out.
Stay tuned.
Actually, there are a lot of potential Indie Wednesday games on this list here today.
Follow Delicious Morsels on Twitch if you want to get an idea of what that is.
Yes. Definitely going to have more information about that at the end of the show. Let's keep going. Next up, we got Season A Letter to the Future, which is launching in autumn of 2022. It's pitched as a letter to the future where you're recording the last moments of the world through your camera. So that one I just kind of like zonked out a little bit during the state of play. It didn't.
This one seems weird. I watched this one. I don't understand how it works.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, huh, interesting.
Yeah, the trailer makes it feel like an art film, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty strange. But there's cows. That's important. That's important.
Well, I wasn't convinced until you told me about cows. Now I really want to play it.
Yep, play it for the cows. You heard it here first. Let's put that on a t-shirt. Play it for the cows.
All right,
man.
well,
now I kind of want to do it.
Well, we know what delicious morsels Colin here wants to talk about right after season.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you mean Final Fantasy 16 getting a release window in summer of next year with an amazing freaking showcase trailer that showed off like a ton of the summons from the game. Holy crap, guys! This one's gonna be good. Let me tell you. If you're one of the people that played Final Fantasy 15 and you're like, I don't know, man. You're one of the people that played Final Fantasy 13 and you're like, I don't know, man. Well, first off, you're wrong. I enjoyed both those games. And second off, like, this one just looks fantastic. So basically the game is going to follow the protagonist Clive through many separate stages of his life. So you're going to see him as a teenager, and you're going to see him in his 20s, and then you're finally going to see him throughout his 30s throughout this journey. So there's a lot of like massive scope as far as the time frame of this game goes. Additionally, like, we got a huge info dump about this game following this trailer, because Naoto Yoshida, like, as soon as this trailer dropped, he's just at all the news outlets just talking about this game like crazy. So we got a lot of info. I'm not going to go through it all here today because we'll be sitting here all day listening to me talking about Final Fantasy 16, which I wouldn't mind doing, but I'm sure other people would probably like it if we didn't. But one of the biggest takeaways is they're not going with an open world design for this game. Which it's been kind of criticized for, especially after Final Fantasy 15 being open world. But their reasoning for it is going with an open world design doesn't really allow them to portray the scale and the scope of this world as much as having like separated areas would be. So using separate areas allows them to really like go to a whole bunch of different locations all throughout the world, as opposed to basically being confined to a single continent like an open world game would have you be. So
I feel like for storytelling too, it helps a lot.
Yes. Yeah. And like this is the guy that made Final Fantasy 14 Square Enix's biggest moneymaker after it completely flopped when it originally launched. Like, if you've played Final Fantasy 14, you know, like, those areas are not small. It's still separate areas, but they are huge. So I can easily see Final Fantasy 16 kind of mimicking that design. And yeah, I support this approach. Like, I think we've become too accustomed to open world games over the last decade as they've grown more popular. And a lot of times they just are giant empty spaces for the most part. Or you have a giant map with a million icons on it. So seeing them planning to kind of break this up and make it more narrative focused is definitely something that I'm behind 100%.
I feel like open world works best with like racing games where you're like going very fast to begin with. But like a lot of these like open world, even like Elden Ring and stuff like that, it's like you have to there's a huge map and you're traveling at a very slow pace. And they make it work with fast travel methods, but I always preferred open world racing games. But I've never really gotten into many open world other games.
That's the problem I had with Skyrim when I finally got around to playing it about 10 years after it launched. Don't judge me. I gotta wait for the games to be classic before I can play them. That's how I work.
That's how I work too. So,
oh, hey,
but yeah,
you're finally playing.
Yeah. I've been asleep in a wagon for 10 years.
Reference.
What's going on? Yeah, like, it was really fun for a while, and then it just got to the point where, like, I have too many side quests I need to do. I've only completed the trip up to the mountain to talk to the Greybeards, or is that what they're called? The guys that do the dragon thing. Yeah. I talked to them once. I got stuck on side quests. I have too much stuff to do. It's become overwhelming.
That's a great thing about Skyrim, though. I think Skyrim is unique in that, where you literally can just ignore the story and just kind of make your own as you go. And just like every time you boot up the game, just be like, well, I'm just gonna go over here for a little while and fight a bear. And that's kind of like what Skyrim's always really been for me anyway. Like every time I play it, I play the story up to a point.
Campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I play the story up to a point because you do have to progress so far before you unlock like your full shouts. Yeah. But like once you get done with that, I mean, it's literally just like the story doesn't exist. Go make your own type deal. Yeah. Where a lot of modern open world games are just filled with mindless filler just for the sake of having filler, i.e., Ubisoft games.
Sorry, not sorry.
If a good developer makes an open world game, it's probably good. But if they're not good at what they're doing,
Ubisoft is very. They know what they're doing. They have their formula. It just sucks.
That's true.
Like Ubisoft is very, very good at making the same, like Far Cry 3 clone every single year.
Yeah. I don't know if I would group Bethesda in as a good developer either, because they can't patch a bug to save their life.
You got some hot takes going on here.
Look, you can travel across all of Skyrim faster by glitching on a bucket than you can with fast travel.
That is true. You literally catapult yourself on the bucket. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
It's the magic bucket.
It's part of the story. It's very
Alduin never saw it coming. A man on a bucket wearing nothing but pants or underwear.
Nothing but pants. He's going commando.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's move along. I think.
Yeah, good idea.
let's fast forward 5 days here to June 7th, where we got a Sonic Central, all about Sonic the Hedgehog stuff happening and going on. So, first off, they showed off a little bit about Sonic Origins, which came out already. Neil, you have been playing it since it came out. We touched on it a little bit in the last episode, which was, it's been 2 weeks already.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the same time, it feels like it's been a month since our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Like this week, I was like, was it really only 2 weeks ago that we shot that episode?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because of all the freaking energy we put into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go listen to episode 8. We worked hard on it. Please.
Yeah.
We did.
But anyway, you got an update on Sonic Origins at all now that you've been playing more than the Sonic 3 portion of it?
Yeah. So, for one thing, like just watching other people talk about this game. There's plenty of glitch compilations going around.
Oh yeah, just the other day on Twitter, I saw a new game plus of Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Origins that could fit in Twitter's embedded video player.
Wow. Yeah, using a glitch.
Yeah.
Because the special stage emerald thing, Super Emerald stand in Sonic and Knuckles is also at the same map as Hidden Palace. So using pausing and restarting as soon as you go into a giant ring, you can just teleport to Hidden Palace zone at the end of the game.
Yep.
So all you got to do is go to the first big ring, and bam, you've got a less than 5-minute speed run of Sonic Origins, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles on Origins.
Yep.
But yeah, honestly, I don't think it's as bad as some people are making it out. I've noticed a lot of weird bugs and errors and stuff, but most of it is like minute details that are like, I know this is wrong because I've played these games an ungodly amount of times. Right now, I'm just playing through the story mode, and some physics are off. For one thing, Sonic 1's special stage, if the physics are messed up on the special stage, there's an easy way to tell. Because in the original game, if you do nothing at the beginning of the first special stage, Sonic will just naturally fall into the chamber where the emerald is. And if the physics are off, it doesn't do that. And that is true of Origins. So that's unfortunate. Also, the whole mechanic of Sonic where you roll in a ball in a U-shaped platform and you go higher and higher, that's off. I swear bumpers are messed up. Like they're bouncing you back further than they should. And then the most jarring was they have secret passageways that are sealed off that should be there, specifically in Spring Yard. And that's strange and kind of jarring because it was like, I swear there's something here, but maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else, is kind of my train of thought at the time. But then I got to one where I could see the item in the secret passage and it was blocked off. So I was like, no, I'm not hallucinating. This is actually how it's supposed to be. But at the same time, if you want a good way to play all 4 classic Sonic games, this is a pretty good way to do it. It's not terrible. It's just mediocre porting job. And a port is a port. If it's functional enough that you can play it, it's going to introduce a lot of people into the Sonic fandom and fall in love with classic Sonic gameplay, because it's still classic Sonic gameplay and classic Sonic level design, and all of that is really good. And even a bad port of a Sonic game can get you into classic Sonic, which is proof by me, because that's how I got into classic Sonic, was Sonic Genesis on the GBA, which is infamous for being a bad port, but I loved it at the time because I was a kid and I didn't know better. But it's still great level design, even with everything else being messed up. If you want these games on modern consoles, go out and buy Sonic Origins. Maybe wait for a price drop.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before. Say give me a physical release, I'll buy it. Just give me a physical release, Sega. Come on. You already acknowledged that people want it. Just do it.
Yeah.
You want it?
They probably will. They'll probably release a patch and a physical release as well.
These games deserve to be on a cartridge again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time we got that?
Sonic game on a
DS
cartridge?
compilation?
Yeah.
Like those games on
Probably
a cartridge.
On the DS, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, after the little glimpse at Sonic Origins, we got some Sonic in Roblox, which I guess is a thing. I don't play Roblox, nor am I even really familiar with it. So, but
there's a thing called Sonic Speed Simulator. Looks like Sonic gameplay.
It looks like they just simulate the speed of Sonic using Roblox.
That honestly sounds like something out of like the games. Like,
yeah.
Eggman saying, "I've created a Sonic speed simulator." Oh, ho, 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 ho. Sonic won't know what hit him.
Snooping as usual, I see.
Happy
2 episodes in a
anniversary.
row, we got that quote. And then the mobile Sonic games are getting some new characters. So they're getting
Sonic Forces and Sonic Dash on mobile.
Yeah.
Wait, Sonic Forces on mobile?
Mm-hmm. It's a version of Sonic Dash
really?
called Sonic Forces. Yep.
What? Wait, so that's different from the Sonic Forces I just played this week.
Oh yeah, very different. It's an auto runner like Sonic Dash.
Sega, why do you do this?
Apparently they're pretty good, actually. Like, as far as auto runners go.
I feel like that's a good genre for Sonic on mobile.
Yeah, it is.
It makes sense. But I guess we're getting movie versions of Sonic and Tails and Knuckles too, I think.
Yes, yep.
And
all
then,
3 of the movie characters. Yep. We get a Super Shadow, and we get Sir Percival, which was Blaze from Black Knight, which deep cut there, I guess, but I imagine they
I watched a video on Black Knight yesterday. It's like a very interesting take on Sonic.
He's got a sword.
He does have a sword.
You idiots, we all have swords.
Okay. I've heard from multiple people that they like Sonic Black Knight.
It didn't look bad. I mean, it's
better than
game.
Sonic and the Secret Rings, from what I can tell.
That's what they were saying too.
Apparently, it's more of a Sonic or a auto runner, like we were just talking about.
Yep.
But a little bit more involved.
Yeah, because you have a sword.
Yeah, you have a sword, and you can actually control which direction you're going a little bit better.
Yeah.
The Wii motion control is for the sword.
Yes.
Sonic and the Secret Rings, you control the gameplay or like the running with the Wiimote, and it was not as good. Yeah. I played a little bit of that game once, did not like it. The multiplayer minigames are more entertaining and more fun. Yeah. But also, Mephiles the Dark is coming to the Sonic Dash, which is low-key pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think they've acknowledged that character.
Yeah.
Since 2006.
Yeah.
So that Sonic 06 character?
Yeah, he's the bad guy that kills Sonic at the end.
Nice.
Interesting. Oh, before the infamous scene.
Yeah.
Knuckles looks on in horror. I see. Interesting.
That name has got to be a reference to Mephistopheles.
I'm pretty sure.
It's got to be.
He's kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah.
He's probably the coolest part of the game, other than the soundtrack.
Believable.
Yeah. So we saw like 15 seconds of Sonic Prime. It's basically just Shadow the Hedgehog blasting through a zone.
Yeah.
Sonic Prime
Shadow the Hedgehog 2. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've shown a couple other clips showing off Sonic's voice actor, which is Devin Mack, which is kind of cool because I know him from some other places, notably internet fan animations, or not fan animations, but independent animations. And also Big the Cat is apparently in it because there was a clip with him too.
Oh yeah.
Which Ian Flynn is working on this partially. Found out that he's not like straight up writing it like we initially thought, which is disappointing. But I mean, some Ian Flynn influence is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So Sonic 2, the movie, is going to be on Blu-ray soon, and it's going to have a brand new short film. They showed off a bunch of merch, promoted the Sonic Symphony Tour. And then after that, we got like 10 seconds of Sonic Frontiers gameplay.
Yeah.
It was the cinematic short that they made. They're going to have a prologue.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we got 5 seconds of Frontiers gameplay.
Oh, yeah. It was more than that, wasn't it?
No, it was like freaking It was like 10 or 15 seconds of gameplay. He was just running along that monster on its back, and then it like cut out like right as he got up to its head.
Yeah, because they said because they did the IGN gameplay afterwards through IGN. That's right.
So we did see more we did see more Frontier gameplay at the end of the month on Nintendo's little Direct Mini that they did that we'll get to, but we might as well just talk about Frontiers here right now.
Speaking of open world.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of empty open worlds.
Yeah.
Because it's...
Well, I mean, it does kind of apply of like, you are running very, very fast.
Yes.
So that's a plus for me with the open worlds, but I don't know. I'm worried. It's Sonic Team.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to pull off much.
I will say nothing on this game has really sold me on it until I saw the direct trailer at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I was
That's been a lot of people's opinions.
After that, I was like, because they showed off a couple of the, like, the, what are they called? Like, Cyberverse or something like that. The alternate zones, basically, they showed them off. Like, there was, like, a little cityscape that was, like, a highway that looked really cool.
Oh, yes. They showed more than just the island that Sonic's initially tracked on.
And after seeing that, I was like, all right, I am at least interested in trying this game now. So I'll probably, I will buy it now. I think I'm definitely locked in on purchasing it. But I heard rumors it's coming out in like November of this year. That's what they're looking for.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
They got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly more optimistic than I would be for Forces at this point into previews, because Forces by the same time Forces was to this point in the previews and gameplay trailers, I was like, okay, this is giving me very bad vibes. Like initially I was way more hyped because they're going back to Sonic Generations, and then we slowly found out this looks like they're bungling the formula. Whereas this is something completely new, which is usually a better thing in Sonic history. When Sonic teams try something completely different, like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Unleashed, those are the big ones.
Sonic 06.
Sonic 06 was going back to the Sonic Adventure formula. That's what I got vibes of with Sonic Forces, was like, this feels like Sonic 06. They've even got a badass character in the form of Infinite that's mysterious and everything.
Infinite's so cool. I love Infinite.
He is cool. But yeah, he gave me Mephiles the Dark vibes. And, just going back to a gameplay formula that they have tried and perfected a while back and then kind of meandered, it just was giving me this similar vibes that they were going to bungle it up like they did with Sonic 06, and they didn't do it as badly as Sonic 06 for sure. Sonic Forces is fine, but yeah. But that's why I'm hopeful for Frontiers more than Forces, is because it looks like at least they're trying something brand new, and they have done reboots well. I think the main example that didn't work was Lost World, and even that was at least playable and bug-free on launch.
Anyway, let's get on to probably one of the larger events from the month, which was Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest.
Oh my god, this took so long to write up.
Yeah, there's a lot. There were a lot. So I'm just going to kind of go in rapid fire mode here, and if something sticks out to you, just be like, yeah, that one, or something like that. All right. So we saw Street Fighter 6 again.
I love fighting games. I'm sorry.
Oh, we saw Aliens Dark Descent, which is a new game in the Alien franchise.
How
Squad-based action
horrifying.
game. Yes. It's an Alien game. I will probably play it for 5 minutes and nope out of it like I did with Alien Isolation.
Same.
Oh, look, we got another space horror game because they showed the Callisto Protocol again after that. Then
there it
we
is
got to
again.
look at Modern or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is like if you're into Call of Duty, there you go. Got some Call of Duty.
Wait.
It's going to be the last one for a couple of years because they're not doing a Call of Duty next year, they announced. So the beast is finally taking a break.
Wise.
It's going into hibernation
Good.
for a year, finally.
Wait. I thought Modern Warfare 2 came out already.
It did in 2009. I guess this is actually I guess these new Modern Warfare games are like actual remakes. I didn't think they were like it's like a remake. I think it's actually a remake. Like the footage they showed was like on the ship level. You're on a boat. I guess there was some cool water physics. I don't know. It's Call of Duty.
2009. I'm on a boat. What is this?
Oh, I still remember that achievement in Borderlands. Oh, that was a time to be alive. That's for sure.
Yep.
Next up, Flashback 2. So an old platformer.
That's cool.
From 1992. Finally getting a sequel.
It's like a cinematic platformer, like Another World / Out of This World, and like Prince of Persia. It's got cool rotoscope graphics. They're finally making a sequel. That's cool.
Good. Guess I'll have to check it out. All right, and after that, we saw Witchfire, which is a dark fantasy first-person shooter developed by the Astronauts. It's a Polish indie team behind The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. It's going to be in early access exclusively on Epic Games Store in Q4 of this year. Fort Solis was next. That's another space horror game. I guess it's got Troy Baker and the guy that plays the main character in Red Dead Redemption 2 lending voice talent to it. That was something they pointed out in that. Again, it's another space horror game. Y'all space horror fans, you got it. You got yourselves made here. This is good stuff for you guys. Next up, Outriders World Slayer, which is expansion for Outriders. I think it's out now. It's like a $40 expansion. I heard it doesn't really add a lot to justify the $40 price tag on that game. I don't know. If you're into Outriders, you got that now. Routine. This is an interesting one. Aside from the fact that it's another space horror game. This game was announced back in 2012.
Wow.
Okay.
It's been delayed, put on a hiatus, I guess. And finally, I guess it's finally going to make its way here. Finally. So
Duke Nukem Forever in Space.
That's interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem Forever in Space. Oh, soundtrack by Mick Gordon.
Oh.
So there's that.
They've been waiting a long time for him to become available, I guess.
Apparently, yeah. It's like they probably could have had it done in like 2014, but like they're waiting for him to finish Doom. And he's like, well, now I got to do a Doom sequel.
Yeah. Had to wait for Meshuggah to invent Gent and then mix it with electronic first.
Yep. Fall Guys going free to play. Some Season 1 stuff. Stormgate, which is a new real-time strategy game by former StarCraft devs that broke away from Blizzard. So that's interesting to me. I love StarCraft when I was in middle school. Like the first time I played that, it was a very mind-blowing game to me at the time. StarCraft 2, I played it for a little while, but it just didn't really capture the same magic for me as the original. It's going to be interesting to see what these devs do now that they've broken away from Blizzard and actually get to make the game that they want to make.
Yeah.
Let's
And
see here.
show the StarCraft-like RTS family some loving, because that Blizzard sure doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. So next up we saw High Water. So it's an indie adventure that explores the impact of climate change in a flooded post-apocalyptic world. That's
AI
gonna.
style.
It looks like an interesting one. It's going to be out
Sounds
on mobile and PC by the end of the year.
I have
American
one of
Arcadia.
those.
I don't know what I thought about that one. It's all right. Yes. Goat Simulator 3.
There was a Goat Simulator 2?
No.
No,
Okay.
really?
No.
They just jumped.
They pulled a Spaceballs 3 to search for Spaceballs 2, only they actually made this one.
That's great, actually.
And I guess the trailer was like a shot-for-shot recreation of an old Dead Rising 2 trailer.
Nice.
But with goats.
I believe it.
It looks pretty good. Yeah, so the goats are back. They're coming back.
I didn't realize the layers to their humor there. I might be more interested in it now.
Yes. Next up, Marvel Midnight Suns is releasing on August 7th.
October 7th. Did I write that wrong?
You wrote August.
Yep.
Neil, you scrub. Marvel Midnight Suns coming on October 7th of this year. This is by the developers of the XCOM series, so it's kind of like an XCOM type strategy RPG, but with Marvel characters. And this trailer showcased Spider-Man joining the fray, which was not previously revealed at the time. Also, the trailer was set to Master of Puppets.
All right.
It was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet. They didn't show any gameplay though, but if you've played XCOM, you kind of know what to expect a little bit. But I'd like to see some gameplay from this before I really commit to it. But I am interested because Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man.
Yep.
You put Spider-Man in something, and I'm automatically interested. So, except for Fortnite, you can't get me into Fortnite with Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Fortnite killed Unreal Tournament. I can't play
it. Next up, Cuphead got some DLC with the Delicious Last Course, so that's out now. If you're a Cuphead fan, you're probably already enjoying it. No. I'm still here.
Yep. But you'll die to Cuphead, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking. I was talking with Neil before the show. My uncle has Cuphead on his Xbox, and last time we were visiting with them, he handed me the controller to his Xbox. He's like, "Hey, have you played this?" It's like, "No." It's like, "Here, play it." I couldn't get past the first level, and he was just laughing the whole time. It's like, "Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?" It's like, yeah, I know.
I have this in my Steam library. I can't get far in it at all.
It's a great game, though.
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
It definitely deserves the praise it gets. It's such a great game. I am not even mad that I can't play it. I can still enjoy it just by looking at it, watching other people that are better at it than me. Next up, Neon White, which is a pretty cool looking indie game that features some like speedrunning mechanics. Like the game is actually designed to kind of like teach you how to speedrun in a way, and encourages you to always like find faster routes throughout each of its stages. It's a cool looking game.
Yeah. I mean, as far as speedrunning goes, I kind of cut my teeth on Metroid Prime for learning first-person speedrunning, so that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. I'm definitely going to be checking it out, for sure. After that, we saw Midnight Fight Express, which is isometric... Man.
Isometric. You're doing a lot of work here, Colin. Yes. Like this is a lot of games.
Oh boy, yeah. It's an isometric beat 'em up game. It's going to be published by Humble Games. Going to be on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch on August 23. after that, we got a couple games from the makers of Genshin Impact. So first up was Honkai Star Rail, and it features a train in space and anime.
Trains in
I'm in.
space.
I haven't played Genshin Impact. I probably should. Just kind of been avoiding it, but I hear it's good. I'm definitely playing Honkai Star Rail because space trains, and
I like trains.
Yeah. And then we saw Triple Z Zenless Zone Zero, which is kind of like an urban anime type action game that looked really cool too. Like you can play as an anime bear, of all things.
That does sound good.
Yeah, I mean, there's anime bears. What more do you need?
You mean like a turtle bear? No, just a regular bear.
If you wanted to play it for the cows, you should play it for the bear.
Play for the cows.
Play for the cows, stay for the bear.
That's it. That's the shirt. That is the shirt. The front, play for the cows. The back, stay for the bears. Yes. Let's go.
Welcome to our marketing meeting.
Oh my god. Oh man, I gotta get to work on that shirt. Oh my god. Yes. Play for the cows, stay for the bears. Okay. Alright, after that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge got a release date. That release date has passed. The game is out. The game is freaking amazing. Go buy it.
Turtles in Time on steroids.
It's on every platform. The physical copies come with a coupon for a free pizza at Pizza Hut. Buy this game. It is so good. Just do
it for
it.
the pizza.
I hear it's by the same people that did Scott Pilgrim, the game? The movie?
Yes,
the game?
Scott Pilgrim, the same publisher behind the Streets of Rage 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's
this is very
it's
good
a good
already.
game.
I haven't even played.
Yes. It's very good. Definitely, it's going to be showing up on a Indie Wednesday stream at some point. I got a lot of games that I need to play. So yeah it'll
like
be on
Cave
there at some
Story.
point. But yeah. I guess I'll have to play that so you'll shut up about it.
Yeah.
Next we saw the final beta for Super People. That's a thing.
Huh.
All right.
That's a game name.
We saw Humankind Cultures of Latin America, which is that like a
Hold on, let me catch up in the video.
Okay, it's published by Sega, developed by Amplitude. It's a turn-based strategy game. Okay, yeah, like a civilization game.
Yeah, it looks like Civ. Yeah, but no gameplay here.
Okay,
Interesting.
Just some art moving around and a logo.
Yeah. Okay. We saw One Piece Odyssey, which, if you're into One Piece, like I think this would be a really good game from the look of it. I have never watched One Piece. I never really cared for the art style, so I never really got into it. Apparently, this game, as far as like current canon in One Piece goes, this game takes place like 2 years ago. In the current canon, so because they started this game like years ago, and it was designed to take place where the manga was at that point. And obviously, in the time since, during the development of the game, the manga's been just kept going.
Yep.
So this game takes place like years ago, as far as the manga is concerned. So I don't know if it's canon or not, because again, I don't know much about One Piece, or if it's just kind of like a one story, kind of like a side story spin-off, kind of in that time frame of the canon or not. But yeah.
I do really like the animation on the main character's face in this trailer, like the way they did 2D versus. It's more 3D than it is 2D, and it's not like Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
It just looks really good. I like it.
Yeah.
What is the main character called? I don't remember. We can cut this.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't follow One Piece.
Me neither.
Yeah. But it's been going on for a long
It has.
time. It's impressive how long it's still going, and I guess still managing to keep it fresh. But anyway, after One Piece Odyssey, we saw Soul Hackers 2, which is a new spin-off in the Shin Megami Tensei series. Gets a release date for August 26th. God, that game's coming out so soon. Oh my god. I didn't know it was coming out that soon, to be honest.
Do I have it wrong again?
No, that's correct. That is the correct date. It is coming out in August. It's just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
A month after Xenoblade 3.
Wow.
I have a month to get through Xenoblade 3, and then I had to play Soul Hackers.
Jeez.
The life of a JRPG fan.
See, this is why you play Sonic games. They're very short.
After that, though, we saw a really freaking cool indie game called Metal Hellsinger. It's basically Doom crossed with a rhythm game, and it features metal artists like it's got Serge Tankin, Elisa Whiteglue, Matt Heafy, Randy Blythe, and more. Like, oh my god, this game looks freaking sweet. What I really like about it is like it incentivizes you to play to the rhythm of the music, but it doesn't restrict you to it. Like, there's other games that have come out that have been kind of like this, like a shooter rhythm game where you can like only shoot your gun on the beat. This game doesn't do that. It just like gives you a buff to your shots when you time it properly, which I think gives it a much better gameplay loop, I think.
Yeah, that's a way to make rhythm games a lot more accessible.
Yeah. But oh man, some of the music they showed off in the trailer, I think one of the songs had Elisa Whiteglue from Arch Enemy on vocals, and it's just like, ooh, yes, this is a game for me. I am all about that.
Yeah. I'm super excited for Metal Hellsinger to come out.
I think there's a demo, isn't there? I'll have to check it out. I think they mentioned the demo. But after that, we saw The Quarry, which is kind of like, how would I describe that? It's kind of like a Heavy Rain style horror game.
Sean!
It's kind of one of those where you're just kind of watching an interactive movie and stuff, and you make choices that kind of affect like how characters die and stuff like that. That's out now. I've heard it's good. It's not really my thing, so I didn't really look too closely into it. Alright, so next up we saw Nightingale, which is a first-person PvE open-world survival crafting game that you can play solo or competitively with friends. So this one looks pretty cool. It's got kind of like a, what would you say that kind of aesthetic is? Like a early, like an 1800s-y type vibe?
Pre-industrial era.
Yes, that. This one looks interesting. It's got like a base building mechanic and stuff with it. And you can play it with friends, play it solo. Features some like magic and stuff. It kind of reminds me of Greedfall in a way. A game that came out a few years ago that I played a bit of, which is pretty good. But Nightingale looks pretty good. Saints Row Boss Factory, which I think is just kind of a character creator that you can import into the new Saints Row game when that comes out, I think. Something like that. We got a new Warhammer 40k Dark Tide trailer. Shooting stuff. Sci-fi. Warhammer, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of know what to expect of that.
Into that. Yeah.
Yep. Kind of know what to expect with those. Layers of Fears.
Yeah, this one looks terrifying.
Is this another sci-fi horror game?
No, it looks more like traditional horror, maybe eldritch horror at
most. Okay. Okay. Lots of horror games.
Yeah. Horror is apparently popular.
Very, very popular this year. After that, we saw Gotham Knights. I think they did a pretty extended gameplay showcase showing off Nightingale. Showing off Nightwing and Red Hood.
Nightwing, not Nightingale.
Yes, Nightwing, the Batman character.
Honestly, I'm kind of curious about that. Batman stuff always intrigues me.
It is co-op Arkham. Say no more. Just it's coming out October 25. Some people are kind of saying the gameplay doesn't look great. I think it looks fine. I am looking forward to this game. I want to play it. I want to play it with friends. Because
this is the game that they're saying won't have Batman in it, right?
Yes, Bruce is dead. Or air quotes dead. So
he's going to come back, right? It's going to be the ending plot twist.
Air quotes dead.
Okay.
The trailer shows Nightwing walking up to his grave.
He can't be dead yet. We still have to have Batman Beyond with Terry McGinnis.
Yes, exactly. And then Summer Games Fest capped off with what some people would consider completely unnecessary. I disagree because it looks fantastic, and I have not played this game since it came out 9 years ago. Last of Us Remastered. This is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it yet, play this remaster. It comes out in semester. I can't talk anymore. Oh my god.
We've been doing this too long.
It comes out in September. This is one of
the games of all time.
Yeah. Check it out. If you never played The Last of Us, this will be the version to play. It is one of the games of all time. It's coming out on PS5 and PC, I think, as well. So check that out. Naughty Dog also kind of mentioned a narrative multiplayer type game that they're working on, but yeah, The Last of Us is pretty good though. And after the Summer Game Fest, on that same day, we also got a small showcase from Devolver Digital. This one was just crazy. I watched through it at 2x speed, and it was a riot. They only showed 5 games.
That is a trip.
It is. Like, seriously. Go back and watch that stream at 2x speed. It's gnarly. Let me tell you something. Anyway, they only showed off 5 games. So the first one comes out on my birthday. Cult of the Lamb launches on August 11th. That game looks really
positively satanic. I love it.
It does. You have this innocent little sheep that starts this little cult. Literally, Cult of the Lamb. It looks really fun.
Yeah.
We saw Anger Foot, which was a pretty colorful looking first person shooter.
That feels like a reference to Duke's Mighty Foot from Duke 3D.
Yeah, it could be.
From the guys that made Broforce.
Yeah. Then we saw Card Shark, which went out the day that the trailer aired. After that, we saw a very interesting one that's been getting a bit of coverage here and there. The Plucky Squire. It's a new game from James Taylor, who is one of the former lead artists from the Pokemon series. So he worked on a lot of Pokemon designs from Generation 5 onward. He left the Pokemon company recently to start his own game development company, and this is their game. It looks really cool. You start out in a storybook style, and then there's a seamless transition into 3D. It's cool looking. Definitely put this one on your radar. And then the final game that they showed off at Devolver Digital Showcase was Skate Story. And if you're waiting for a new Skate game, just play this instead. It looks really cool. It's got a really interesting vibe to it. Following the Devolver Digital Showcase, let's fast forward to June 12, where Xbox and Bethesda gave their showcase. We finally got some gameplay for Redfall, and I'm still not entirely sold on it. That comes out in 2023. A big thing with this showcase in particular was there was a lot of 2023 announcements.
Yeah.
But of them all, pretty much all of them were day one Game Pass. So if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you'll be doing pretty good next year. They finally showed off Hollow Knight Silksong, which everybody was expecting to be at a Nintendo Direct, but Xbox got it instead. They must have given them the bag, so to speak. High on Life, which is from Rick and Morty creators. This is probably one of the bigger highlights hilarious. Of this for me. That game looks absolutely hilarious. I can't wait to play it. That comes out in October of this year. All of the Riot Games stuff, League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra, Valorant and stuff, they're all going to Game Pass with all of their content unlocked for Game Pass subscribers, which I guess is like over $700 in value across all those games.
Wow.
So if you're
That's $700 more than what I thought Riot Games would be worth.
So if you're into that stuff, like League of Legends or Valorant, that's a home run right there for you guys. Plague Tale Requiem. So I played the first Plague Tale when it was a free game on PS Plus last year. This is such a phenomenal game. You can't even tell it's made by a small studio. It's got just full-on AAA production value. Amazing story. I can't wait to continue it. This one comes out on October 18 of this year. So keep an eye out for that. And go try out the first one if you haven't yet. It's really good.
Indie Wednesday to come following launch date.
Yes, absolutely. Can't wait to play this. Forza Motorsport is coming out spring 2023. Looks way better than Gran Turismo 7. Actually has ray tracing in gameplay, unlike Gran Turismo 7. It looks
actually
really
ray tracing.
Actually ray tracing. Microsoft Flight Simulator celebrated its 40th anniversary, and
Happy
we got
birthday.
got a bunch of cool new things to fly around, including the Pelican from Halo.
That's cool.
Yeah. Overwatch 2 is going free to play and is going to have a beta later this year. Yeah, it's Overwatch. If you like Overwatch, there you go. I guess it's more Overwatch.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's Overwatch. It's not bad. I'm not good at hero shooters. And if I'm going to play a hero shooter or anything like one, I'm just going to play TF2. Because do you need anything else?
Medic!
I love TF2. I'm not good at it, but it's still fun. So we saw a reveal of Aura History Untold, which is a history-focused strategy game. Okay. It's got some former Firaxis and EA staff making it up. Okay. After that, Fallout 76 gets the Pit DLC.
Into the pit.
So Fallout into the pit. We're going to Pittsburgh, fam.
Yep.
Well, I'm not, because I don't play Fallout 76. But if you do, there you go.
Did they,
September 2022.
Besides adding more content to Fallout 76, did they actually fix anything about Fallout 76 for that?
Apparently, it's good now, except for the monetization.
It's been good for a while.
Yeah, except for the monetization. You're still spending $20 on a skin, but the game itself is good now, apparently. From what I hear. Accidentally skipped over it, but Elder Scrolls Online High Isle got a little bit of a trailer. I need to go back to that sometime. I wish I had the time for that. I got really, really deep into Elder Scrolls Online around the time the Morrowind expansion came out. That's how long it's been since I played it. It's like 2017.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a good game.
Wasn't there an expansion that went to Elsewhere as well? And that's where the Khajiit come from. And
yes.
I want to go to Cat Planet. Maybe I should.
Catland. It's really good. Like, I would say my I don't even play enough MMOs to have a top 3 MMOs, but my top MMO is Final Fantasy 14. My second one is Elder Scrolls Online. It's really good now.
Yeah, mine's just Phantasy Star Online 3 times.
Forza Horizon 5 is getting Hot Wheels DLC, just like Forza Horizon 4 did.
Cool.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. That'll be available on the 19th of July. We saw another cinematic trailer for Ark Survival Evolved 2 with more badly animated CG Vin Diesel. Scorn got a trailer and a release date. Comes out October 21st. That game is a game that exists. Like you have like an umbilical cord attached to your gun. It's very gross.
God.
It's very gross.
Moving right along.
But it's kind of and moving along. Flintlock Siege of Dawn. This is what I was confusing Nightingale with. This one looks really cool. It's another kind of like an open world action RPG, but it takes place in another like pre-industrial era type thing, but it's like mixed with fantasy and all that. And you have like a little fox creature that follows you around, and like you can use it to like teleport areas and stuff and use magic and all that. Looks pretty neat. The main character attacks with a hatchet and the titular flintlock pistol. That looks good.
Huh. That sounds
and
cool.
then we saw, it sounds really cool. And then we saw Minecraft Legends. I still don't. Neil, you're the Minecraft guy. What is this game?
It's a Minecraft spin-off.
Well,
Is
yeah.
it like a
I guess that wasn't obvious. Give me a second to remember what genre this is. It's
Minecraft.
action strategy.
Minecraft.
I don't.
Halo Wars.
Anyway, I guess we'll find out about what this game is when it comes out in 2023.
No, hold on. I'll go with it. So it's a new action strategy game from the developers of Minecraft. At this point, I think they want to make games besides Minecraft at Mojang, but whenever they make one not branded as Minecraft, it doesn't do well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they just wanted to make an action strategy game, and they had to skin it like Minecraft, either to appease Microsoft or just so that it sells. It does look more interesting to me than Dungeons. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. After that, we saw Lightyear Frontier, which is a cute little space farming sim. It's all right.
Cool.
Comes out spring 23. And after that, Gunfire Reborn. It's a roguelike action shooter.
Weird.
So when you die, you start over. The level's different. It's pretty interesting. I haven't played many of those, but I played Elsie this week, which I'll get into later. But yeah,
I probably will too.
The Last Case of Benedict Fox, coming spring 2023. That game looked pretty interesting.
This looks like something I'd play.
Yeah.
Which most of these things are not. It reminds me of like Limbo and the other game like Limbo.
Yeah, it's like a side-scrolling Metroidvania sort of.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, with a little bit of like puzzle solving and murder mystery, I think, kind of sprinkled in there. It looked pretty interesting. Yeah.
Sounds like a cool combo to me.
Yeah, definitely check it out. After that, we saw the game As Dusk Falls. This game gave me anxiety. The animation style that they use is kind of like a comic book storyboard type thing, but it's like some of it's motion and some of it's just stills. I can't do this one. I'm sorry. The animation style just bugs me too much.
Yeah, this is odd to look at.
Yeah, I can't do it. I guess it supports up to 8 players. I don't know how.
How do you play this?
I don't
even control
know.
it.
It's just so weird looking. Anyway, yeah, it's I didn't like it.
The art itself is pretty beautiful, but
Yeah, when it's not moving.
yeah.
After that, the game Naraka Blade Point is making its way to consoles. Oh, it's already on consoles as of June 23rd. It's a battle royale from 24 Entertainment. So that's there. Next, we saw from Obsidian Games the game Pentiment, which is a pretty interesting looking game. So it's kind of got like an old school, like medieval tapestry style art style. And it didn't really grip me at first. I might try it. Obsidian makes good games. But speaking of Obsidian games, we also got the launch trailer for the game Grounded, which is finally coming out of early access. This is just Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the game, and I am here for it.
Yeah, this looks really good. I saw some people playing this, showing me their world, and this looks like Minecraft, but in a cooler setting, minus the blocks.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You build a base, you fight off giant bugs that aren't really giant bugs because you're just super small.
Right.
I love it.
You know, it's a cool take on the survival.
Yep.
It's a cool take on the survival trope that at this point has become very tired, that it needs something like this to shake it up.
After that, we saw Ereban Shadow Legacy, which is a stealth action game from developer Baby Robot. Baby Robot. And that's coming out next year. And then we saw Diablo 4, which actually didn't look bad. As long as it doesn't go all Diablo Immortal on us, I think I might actually try this one. It actually got me to go and seek out a copy of Diablo 3, which I had not played since launch, and pick that up again. And yeah, I mean, I found a copy for the Switch even. It's all right. A lot of the beginning of the game is just kind of hold down A, and that's it. But once you start unlocking more skills and stuff, it gets pretty good. I haven't played too much of it just because I got so much else going on, but I played it enough to see if I would enjoy continuing, and I think I would absolutely enjoy continuing it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Diablo 4. I signed up for the beta, so we'll see if I get into it.
Yeah. You've had pretty good luck with that in the past.
Yeah. And after that, Sea of Thieves is now in its 4th year already. Oh my god, really?
Wow.
Season 7 launches on July 21st. So if you're a Sea of Thieves fan, there you go. After that, Ravenlock. That was a cool looking game. It's a new action adventure game. And that comes out in 2023. Then we saw Cocoon, which is a top-down puzzle adventure game. Like, I didn't know what to think about that one.
Weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And then we saw Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, which is a new action title from Team Ninja, which is coming out in 2023. That looked pretty cool. Team Ninja does good action games. So
their Team Ninja
they also
is
did
Metroid Other M,
Metroid
right?
Other M. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
They have a good reputation besides
they do good
that
action games that aren't Metroid.
Right,
on the
yeah.
Wii.
Like, that's why people were excited for Other M, because it was Team Ninja.
Yeah.
And, the gameplay is solid, but the trick is you don't let them write the story.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up with the baby, the deleter, who is MB, the deleter, the baby.
All right, and then this next announcement is something I was so happy for. Persona 3 Portable, 4 Golden, 5 Royal arrive on Xbox and PC. Starting with 5 Royal on the 21st of October, 3 and 4 to follow. They later announced That's also coming to PS4, PS5, the ones that aren't there already. And then at Nintendo's mini direct at the end of the month, they announced they're all coming to the Switch, which means I can
Woo!
finally play Persona 4 Golden, both portably and on my TV. I can't wait. Also, I'm totally buying Persona 5 2 more times.
Yes, we know.
Because it's getting a new PS5 physical release, and it's getting a physical release on the Switch. So I'm buying it 2 more times. I'm going to buy Persona 5 Strikers for a second time to get it on the Switch. I love this series, guys. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, after that, Hideo Kojima just kind of like did a thing. It's like, hey, I'm here. I'm making a game with Xbox. Okay. See you when I see you. And that was it.
Cool.
As he does.
Yeah.
Just Kojima things.
Yep. I wonder if it involves our friend Norman Reedus that might have hinted towards something earlier.
Who knows? And then finally the show closed out. We finally saw Starfield. It looks like a Bethesda game in space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not going to say I'm not excited for it, because I'm definitely excited to play it. If any game is going to get me to subscribe to Game Pass, it would probably be Starfield. I think the thing that stood out to me the most was the shipbuilding mechanic, because you literally just like Kerbal Space Program that stuff. You have a bunch of components and you just slap them together. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to go like full KSP, where if you build complete jank that won't fly, it won't fly. But I mean, they showed off quite a large amount of customization options, and I know there's going to be a lot more that they didn't show.
I mean, it might be like if you do it completely badly, it's just super inefficient.
Yeah. I can't wait to try it, though. The only bummer is like there's not a seamless transition from ground to space and vice versa. So that kind of sucks.
I was noting some of the trailer footage, they like edited together multiple planets to show off, oh, you can go to all these different planets. But it also shows the fact that the animation for leaving the planet is exactly the same every time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's one thing. Like, come on. No Man's Sky did it, Bethesda. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that wraps up the Xbox Bethesda showcase, though. Next up, the following day, Capcom did a thing. We saw some more Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak stuff. That's already out now, as of the recording of this, and as of you listening to this. So, Monster Hunter fans, I hear it's good. There you go. You probably already know about it. They showed Street Fighter 6 again.
Oh my god, Street Fighter 6!
Oh, here you go, Lucas. Capcom Fighting Collection, which is out now, featuring
it looks really cool. It's got all the Darkstalkers games.
A ton of classic Capcom fighting games. Then the Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, that's pretty cool. You like build your own kind of arcade, I think is what they were doing with that. Then we saw Exo Primal again. This game is weird. I want to play it. It's I love the idea of all these dinosaurs just puking out of a cyclone in the sky.
So it's shark. It's prehistoric Sharknado. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, it looks so dumb. Oh. Then Dragon's Dogma, which later would reveal is getting a sequel at last. If you're a fan of that series, there you go. Dragon's Dogma 2 is happening.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village is getting a winter expansion DLC featuring a story expansion called Shadows of Rose. Mercenaries is getting some new content, and most importantly, Village is going third person.
Interesting.
That's freaking sweet. So up till now, Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 Village, they've all been in the first person perspective. So now we're getting third-person DLC for Village to kind of make it in line with the classic Resident Evil games. And yeah, I can't wait to try that. I haven't played it yet, so this will be really cool
It seems
for me.
like they have to redo the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way you just slap a third-person camera on it and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with so much of the game like being like the cinematic portions of the game being built for first person. So they definitely put some work into this.
Yeah.
So it'll be really cool to check it out when it comes out. And they showed the RE4 remake again, and also
Insert
announced that
vampire
Resident Evil...
MILF joke.
Where were you for that with the VR announcement?
Right here in front of my microphone, missing the joke.
Yep.
But you got a second chance, and you took that.
I did.
Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 are getting... Well, they have gotten next-gen upgrades. Apparently, I've heard some of those are kind of sketchy, and they're not the greatest yet. Like, some of the ray tracing is a little bit bad on some of them, so there's that. And I also heard, like, once you upgrade on PC, you can't really go back, which is weird.
Ray tracing is stupid.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm sorry about your RTX
Eventually it'll be...
3070.
Eventually it'll look cool. The next up, we have one that was made just for me. Actually, the next two... Wow, I've been talking a lot.
Yep.
Now you get to hear me
and
talk
you got
some
two more things that you really want to talk about right now.
Two more things that are literally just for me. All right, here we go. June 16th, Final Fantasy VII 25th Anniversary Celebration. So we got announcement that Remake Intergrade was heading to PC. So that is the previously PS5 exclusive Yuffie story DLC that kind of acts as a bridge between Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 and Part 2. Got a bunch of merch, some Final Fantasy VII Final. Season 7, already a first soldier? God, these games do not seem like they've been out that long. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII First Soldier is on Season 7 already.
Wow.
That's a Battle Royale mobile game. Final Fantasy. Okay. Not really my cup of tea, even though I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. This is cool. This is like a mobile straight-up remake of like the entirety of the Final Fantasy VII mythos, all into one game.
Cool.
This looks really cool. And there's a beta test out later this year. Yeah, like it's taking all of it. It's taking Final Fantasy VII proper, I think it's taking Crisis Core, it's taking Dirge of Cerberus, something else afterward, like all of it, like the entire compilation. Advent Children is being integrated into this in-game form.
Wow.
It's gonna be cool. After that, are you ready? Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII from the Vita, not even the Vita, from the Vita before the Vita, the PSP, the 2007 PSP game that has not seen a release since then, is getting a huge remaster coming to literally every platform this winter.
Yep. I'm a very mild Final Fantasy fan, but even me is like, it's about damn time.
This game has not moved from the PSP in over a decade. This is almost 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, this is so cool. I can't wait for this. I never got to play it on the PSP because, like, my brother had one for 5 minutes and it broke. So,
yeah.
Yep. So, I can't wait to finally play this.
I've caught glimpses of Crisis Core on my, at the time, sister's boyfriend's PSP, and yeah, it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, the remastered graphics look beautiful. They're doing this as a direct tie-in with Final Fantasy VII, the remake project, so it ties into that. Speaking of that, they showed off a teaser for Part 2, which officially has a title, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's coming winter 2023. Next year, everybody, we're getting Part 2. The trailer showed off the flashback scene with Cloud and Sephiroth in Nibelheim, just kind of walking up into Nibelheim, and a whole bunch of other footage from there. Oh man, we're gonna get. That was just a little teaser. We're supposed to get even more information later this year. I can't wait to see this.
Yep.
Also, I like that they're kind of going with the something theme with this. Remake, reunion, rebirth.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now. Part 3, because they did confirm after this also, it is a 3-part thing.
Yep.
Part 3 is just going to be RE: Final Fantasy VII.
It's a very Kingdom Hearts title, but yeah, I could see it.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I can't wait for that. But on to another thing I can't wait for, and something that I only had to wait 19 more days for as of the recording of this. Because on June 22, Nintendo upset the balance of Twitter by announcing a Nintendo Direct that was only focused on Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm just going to freaking machine gun through this thing because there was a lot of information into it. I left myself a little bit of an outline. I'm super stoked for this game, as I've been freaking hyping up for the last several episodes on this podcast. So anyway, it started out, we got a little bit of a glimpse at what looked to be the several villains that are going to be encountered throughout the game. Then we got a story trailer, and I get to freak out about Riku's voice because his English voice is amazing, because the Nopons historically have had like really high-pitched kind of comic reliefy style voices, but not Riku. He's got this really deep voice, Noah, and I love it. It's just great. I love it. Then we got introduced to all 6 of the main characters that you will be playing with throughout the game. So there is 3 from each of the 2 nations, which are Kevis and Agnes. I don't like Agnes because my last name, it's very close to it. Just one letter rearranged. It's very difficult for me. But anyway, so there is Noah, Mio, Uni, Tyon, Lance, and Senna. 3 from each nation. So we got a big glimpse at the world, all of the colonies, and the rest areas where you can do your cooking, your crafting, and get some optional side quests. They showed off the battle system, which features all 6 party members at once participating in combat. You can hot swap between characters at will. And then you also are going to be able to get a 7th optional hero to join your party that you recruit throughout the game. Each class in the game is split between 3 different roles. So you have attacker, defender, or healer. Pretty self-explanatory. They showed off that the combo system is back. So the break, topple, launch, smash combo, that comes back. Chain attacks make a return, which allow all the characters to kind of participate in a huge uninterrupted just freaking wreck fest of your enemies once you fill up your chain gauge. Whew, still with me?
Yep.
Here we go into the classes. So they showed off the 6 starting classes that you will receive. You get the Sword Fighter class, which is kind of your well-balanced attacker class. That's Noah's default class. The Zephyr, which is an agile defender class that focuses on dodging and countering enemy attacks. That is Mio's default. Medic Gunner, which is a ranged healer attack class, which is Uni's default. Tactician, which is a disruptive healer. That is Tyon's default. Heavy Guard, which is mostly the tank of the game. That's going to be Lanz's default, and it's a defender class. And then Ogre, which is a massive hammer-wielding attacker class, and that is Senna's default. And I love that they gave Senna this class, because Senna is like 4 feet tall, but she's got this enormous hammer as a weapon. It's great.
Oh, so it's Preseo
great
from Tales of Symphonia. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's great. And then they showed off master arts, which are basically like as you use an art repeatedly, you gain experience in that class. And once you master an art, when you take a character and give them a different class, you can bring arts that you've mastered into other classes. So you can have a sword fighter with a skill from the medic gunner class if you've mastered it, which is really cool. Adds to a lot of the customization in the game. Fusion arts allows you to take two arts and combine them into one art to make an even stronger attack, which is also really cool. That's something that's new to the series with this one.
Cool.
And after that, we got a glimpse at some of the heroes, which I mentioned are the optional 7th party members that you recruit throughout the game. We saw Ashera, we saw Valdi, we saw Riku, and Manana. So those are two Nopons. They are a pair together, counting as one hero. Saw Fiona, Alexandria, Gray, and Xeon. And among
Hail Xeon!
Among them, we got to look at some of their classes because each of the heroes also bring their own unique classes that you can then give to your other party members. So they showed off Valdi, which is the War Medic class. It's a healer class that also has a lot of buffs for your party. Alexandria's is the Incursor class, which is a crit-focused attacker class. And Xeon, the Guardian Commander class, which is a defender class that offers a bunch of stat boosts when your party members are in trouble, like low health, that kind of thing.
Hail Xeon!
They showed off party-wide... they showed off party-wide matching costumes. I love it.
That was
You can
cool.
have them all wear Noah's red jacket, and they look great. They all match like Power Rangers. I love it. I love that. More of that,
was
please.
A very nice touch.
Yes, more of this, please. And lastly, the last thing that I want to touch on, they showed off the Ouroboros, which is basically like a Dragon Ball Z fusion dance for the characters. So there are 3 different Ouroboros that are formed between pairs of the characters. So one from each nation. Like, for instance, Noah and Mio will form one Ouroboros, Lance and Senna, and then Uni and Tyon. And the character that controls the Ouroboros affects its appearance and its available arts. So if you have Noah controlling the Ouroboros, it'll look one way, versus if you have Mio controlling it, it'll look a different way, and each one will have access to different arts. And additionally, the Ouroboros can participate in chain attacks with the non-fused party members. This game looks amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited. But I'm going to hold on to that excitement for a little bit so we can move on.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the last big announcement dump that we're going to cover here. The Nintendo Direct Mini was on June 28th. Also kind of broke Twitter because everyone's like, well, we want a first-party Nintendo Direct. But Nintendo's like, no, you get Xenoblade. Thank you, Nintendo. No, you get third-party stuff. That's fine.
I'm liking what I'm seeing, though.
Yeah? This was a good Direct, guys. All right. So we saw some more Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. That's already out. We know about that. Yep. All right. Nier Automata, the End of Yorha edition, comes out on October 6th. So this game is fantastic. And now it's going to be on the Switch.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played Nier Automata yet, just do it. I have never played a game that fuses so many different genres of games so flawlessly as Nier Automata. It was a cool experience. It's like, it starts out, the first level is a freaking side-scrolling shoot 'em up, and then all of a sudden it's an action RPG hack and slash, and then all of a sudden it's an action RPG hack and slash bullet hell, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, just, if you haven't played this game yet, pick it up on the Switch so you can play it portably. Oh man, it's so good. Alright. Lorelei and the Razor Eyes. Also looks pretty good. I want to check this one out. Super Bomberman R2.
I do like me some Bomberman.
Bomberman's coming back.
Cool.
Here you go, Lucas.
I got a little worried
Mega
about
Man
the
Battle Network Legacy Collection.
Mega Man Bad Network. No, just kidding. Sorry, I'm not really into RPGs, so it's kind of the outlier of the Mega Man series.
Oh yeah.
That being said, it's still
I am into RPGs.
It's still really cool that the Mega Man Battle Network games are finally available all in one place on a new console. And maybe that could be my chance to give the series a second chance. Because, reasons.
Yeah. Alright, then Pac-Man World Repack. Pac-Man World for the PlayStation. Getting its own remake. And it looks pretty good.
One thing in here, I want to get on Pac-Man World. Noticed this in the trailer and just Googled it a bit. They actually removed Miss Pac-Man from the game. She's now Pac-Mom.
Such a nasty divorce.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Poor...
Yeah.
Poor Namco and Pac-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a very unfortunate situation. Especially because,
sorry,
not sorry, Miss Pac-Man was the better game.
I was about to say the same thing.
Just changing the maze every couple of levels just made it that much better.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. Also cutscenes.
Yeah.
Alright, and then after that, we saw Block, which is an adorable little indie game featuring a little deer and a little wolf cub, and they have to help themselves through a harsh winter. That looks pretty nice and unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one. This looks really cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Becca would like, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna have a 2-player co-op element too. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
After that, Return to Monkey Island.
Yeah.
Click adventure game. I never
I've
really
always wanted to try these.
Yeah. I never got to play a lot of those when I was growing up, but I hear Monkey Island is definitely one of the key point and click franchises.
I've mostly played the Humongous Entertainment stuff.
Yeah.
So
Secret of Monkey Island is just classic LucasArts point and click adventure.
Is it really LucasArts?
It's really LucasArts.
Huh. Cool.
Also, fun fact, there is exactly one way to die in Secret of Monkey Island.
Really?
Yes. It's a very, very obscure Easter egg.
Huh.
Alright. Then we saw Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which looks really good. They're changing up the combat a little bit, so now you can move around freely within your character's movement range as opposed to being grid-based like Fire Emblem in the last game. They had a bunch of stuff. Bowser is joining the party.
Yeah.
So anytime you see Bowser show up and play alongside the guys, you know something's about to go down. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that comes out
Super Mario
October
RPG.
20.
Yeah, that game looked very charming compared to what I had previously thought of the Mario and Rabbids games.
Oh, Mario and the first one apparently is fantastic. I actually went out and bought it right after they announced the sequel. Well, I mean, the sequel's been announced for a while, but the release date after this direct, I went out and was like, I need to buy the first game, so I did.
Yeah, apparently it's good. It's XCOM.
It's free on the Switch right now, I think.
Is it really?
I think it is free on the Switch right now. Yes.
Okay, gotta go get it.
I don't know how that will be as of the time this episode goes live, but as of right now, I believe the game is free on the Switch.
All right, we're pausing the recording. I'll be right back. No, keep going.
All right. And then after that, we saw Little Noah Sign of Paradise. That game looks really good. That game's out right now. It's another side-scrolling indie game, action game. Looks cool. I like it. Then we saw Railgrade, which is basically Roller Coaster Tycoon, but with trains.
You mean Railroad Tycoon?
It's basically Railroad Tycoon, but with trains also.
I'm really excited for it because I'm really excited for trains because I love trains.
Hey, yeah, there's trains.
I like trains.
I like trains. Yeah, that looked
I
good.
love.
I'm not typically into this style of game, but this one caught my eye, and I want to try it.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me want to go back and revisit the old Railroad Tycoons as well, because I never actually played those. My introduction to the Tycoon games was Chris Sawyer's Roller Coaster Tycoon, but those were the games that
Same
influenced
here.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. So
Mm-hmm.
if I like building roller coaster trains, I'd probably like building regular ones too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Honestly, this does look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me want a Roller Coaster Tycoon in 3D that's made by Chris Sawyer.
Yeah.
Whew, and then we saw RPG Time: The Legend of Rights coming out August 18th this year. That would look interesting. It was almost Plucky Squire-ish, but without the 3D element. It's just completely in the storybook.
Mm.
It was
Does
alright.
anybody remember Drawn to Life? Because that's the vibes I'm getting
It
here.
sounds familiar.
But way more
Drawn to-
involved with the
yeah.
drawing aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scribble knots, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
in
Scribble
there, too.
Knots. Scribble Knots was cool.
Yeah.
And then after that, there was the Sonic Frontiers footage that I mentioned earlier, was kind of like what finally got me interested in the game.
That is
And then
one
we
of
saw
the
Disney
games of all
Dreamlight
time.
Valley going into early access on the 6th of September.
Yep.
It's like Animal Crossing, but with Disney characters. Live Alive, we saw some more footage of that, and it's got a demo out now with,
Cool.
I think, 3 of the main campaigns available now. Like 3 of the main intro sequences available right now. All your save progress carries over into the final game, which is, I'm a total fan of them doing that. I've heard nothing but good things about this game. Definitely check it out. At least download the demo. It's basically like 9 games in one almost, because every single scenario takes place in a different time period and features different gameplay mechanics. And not to mention the HD 2D stuff is just beautiful. And the voice acting is really good.
Cool.
And then we saw Doraemon, Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom.
Winner of Longest Name Awards.
Yes, that's a very long name, but this game, it's made by the original Harvest Moon devs.
Really?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Harvest Moon, the IP, they don't have control over it anymore. It's someone else.
Right.
Like the publisher owns that. So they just have a bunch of studios under their banner. That's why we've been getting a bunch of I don't know, because I've never played them, but apparently like the last few Harvest Moon games have just been really bad, and that's why. Doraemon's Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom, in addition to having one of the longest names that we've said today, is made by the Harvest Moon devs, like the OG Harvest Moon devs. And it's a farming game with Doraemon.
Yeah.
He's just a cat. He's a cool anime cat. He's like been going around since like the 70s. He's been here a while.
Yeah, pretty cool.
We saw Minecraft Legends again. Still don't know what that game wants to be. Dragon Quest Treasures coming out December 9. That is a spin-off of Dragon Quest XI starring Eric and his sister Mia. And they're going around hunting down treasure, and you get to recruit a bunch of monsters to help you. And you can ride on the monsters. They can help you traverse certain obstacles and stuff like that. This looks really good, and I've heard nothing but good things about Dragon Quest spin-offs. So
yeah,
and Dragon Quest XI was like one of the best in the series, I think. Like
they're on a winning streak.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. And we saw some more Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is out now as of this recording.
Yep.
I played the demo, and I was like, man, I should probably play 3 Houses first. So I started playing 3 Houses. It's really good, though. Like, these Warrior games are really solid. Like, these Nintendo IPs mashed with the Dynasty Warriors games, they're all really solid, and this is no exception. It's the brief moments that I played with the demo, I played for a couple hours before being like, yeah, I should play the first game first. It's really good. So, yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
After that, let's see here. No Man's Sky got another trailer for the Switch and a release date coming on October 7th. And then a Plague Tale Requiem coming to the Switch, but that one's a cloud version.
Yeah.
So I said play this game, but don't play it on the Switch. Cloud versions are just too...
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Then there was Captain Velvet Meteor The Jump Plus Dimensions coming out on the 28th of July.
That's a bunch of words.
Yep. Yes, almost the longest title, but not quite overtaking Doraemon.
No, I just mean those words are all not related to each other.
Yeah. Portal Companion Collection. So Portal 1 and 2 are out now on the Switch. So yeah, there's that. Those are a couple great games to have on the Switch. Yeah. Let me tell you what.
Portal's an absolute classic.
Yes.
Yeah. Never got through Portal 2. Cake is definitely a lie.
Absolutely a lie.
She's not telling the truth. It's not revealed at the end. There's a cake, then she puts out the candle too. What? No.
All right, and then the final new reveal, which of all the new reveals in this Direct was my total highlight from the Direct, was Harvestella coming out on November 4 this year. This is from Square Enix. It's another farming game, but with a twist. It's like full-on action JRPG with the farming sim, and it just looks beautiful. Yes, but better. This game looks beautiful, and it's got like kind of, it plays with a sense of urgency a little bit, because there's this aspect like a blight that comes at the end of the quote year, basically, that you had to deal with. And you have to kind of get to the bottom of that and figure out what causes it and stuff.
How to prevent it. Yeah, this seems really interesting.
Oh my god, it looks really good. That's another one on my list I'm playing this year. And then
I like the idea of one of those harvest games where instead of going through the year and then starting over again, having to go through the apocalypse. That's just a really fresh idea. Yeah.
And then the Direct close off with the aforementioned Persona announcements that made me so happy. Anyway, that's all of our big announcements. I just want to fast forward into July a little bit, because this is kind of a big one. God of War Ragnarok got a release date finally, announced on June 6th. The game is coming out November 9th. It's going to be great. They had a small CG trailer with a big wolf, probably Fenrir, but yeah, I can't wait for this game.
I've heard the God of War reboot's been really good.
It's so good. I didn't like the original God of War games. I couldn't get into it. They were just too mindlessly hack and slashy for me. It just didn't.
I blame David.
I tried,
Jaffe
couldn't do it.
Guy couldn't design his way out of a paper bag.
Oh man, but
how do I shoot block?
God of War 2018 is something special. Legitimately one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
It's on PC now. If you haven't played it yet, go play it. Get ready for Ragnarok. It's coming. It's going to be amazing. And that, my friends, concludes our giant Not-e3 Roundup. Yep. Oh boy. So,
it's kind of
all right.
Kind of weird that it's a news grind, because we were mostly pretty positive through this whole thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So, we are kind of like super running out of time here, though. So we're gonna have to like forego a couple of our typical segments, because this is already running super long.
Yep. We'll have to skip the news grind.
Yep. The news grind absorbed this entire episode. All right. Lucas, where can we find you outside the podcast?
You can find me on YouTube, the Carnival 9, That One Gaming Podcast. I upload long plays of games we do for our That One Gaming Podcast episodes. There's a playlist there. Check it out. As of recently, you can also find me on Twitter at Karn_evil_999.
9999999. No, it's only 3 9. Sorry.
Yeah. See, it's 999 because if you flip it upside down, it's 666 because reasons.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
Yep.
And Carnival 919 was probably taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figures.
Other Emerson, Lake, and Palmer fans beat me to it.
How about you, Neil?
You can find me at Twitter at IMVMK89. I don't do a whole lot of interacting over there, but I try to follow my friends. Give me a follow there if you want. But mainly I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/VMK9. Do a bunch of stuff there sometimes. Usually mostly Minecraft, but every now and again I'll mix it up. My regular stream is Minecraft Monday. Catch it every Monday in the evening. It's about as general or as specific I can get with that. It's not consistent what time we start.
All right. And, yeah.
Starts Monday. Yeah.
Yep. As for myself, if you're listening to this on YouTube, you're already in the right place. That is youtube.com/delicious morsels. You can also find me on Twitch, where I finally nailed down my streaming schedule. It's going to be every Wednesday, roughly 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I am calling it Indie Wednesdays. Every week I'm playing some form of indie game. Might be the same as the previous week, might be completely different indie games. I decided I don't play enough, and this is a way to get me to play them. So come hang out. That is twitch.tv/delicious morsels. You can also find me on Twitter at delicious morsel. Only a singular morsel there because character limits are the worst. And that's gonna do it for episode 9. What games are you looking forward to from what we discussed today? Perhaps you're looking forward to something we didn't cover at all? We'd love to hear from you. You can email the podcast directly with comments or questions at fans.togp@gmail.com, and we may read your response on a future episode. And as always, if you liked what you heard here today, please be sure to hit that subscribe button where that's an option. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because I guess I like that kind of stuff. Hit the like button if that's a thing, and feel free to share this episode with a friend. We're going to be back in a couple weeks with another episode, but until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, play for the cows, stay for the bears. Hello there. You guys are terrible Star Wars fans.
General Kenobi.
Thank you. Okay, for real this time though.